EWS.
It's the Overnight Underground. Here's the headlines. San Francisco is closed for business.
Sorry.
Airlines look to Trump as their savior.
They are living in hell.
Vegas gets in the handout breadline. Canada is sorry, but closes its borders.
Well, you can take your sorry and shove it up your ass!
Universal to release movies online.
Yep.
SNL to stop production, and no one will notice. All this and more with yours truly, John Ford, on today's Overnight Underground News. The city of San Francisco has ordered, I do believe that is the word the city is using, ordered, that Bay Area citizens stay inside and hunker in their bunker. The shelter-in-place order is in effect till at least April 7th. San Francisco Mayor London Breed, I kid you not, that's her name, she said yesterday, quote, effective at midnight, San Francisco will require people to stay home except for essential needs, which in San Francisco might mean going outside and pooping on the sidewalk. Necessary government functions and essential stores will remain open. Breed then tweeted, sorry folks, the city's closed. Mayor London's Bridge, out front, should have told you.
Sorry.
Travel and the travel industry is sure in a quandary with the coronavirus kerfluffle. Say that fast 3 times.
No.
Globally, airlines have slashed flights and U.S. carriers are asking Uncle Sugar for a $50 billion bailout.
Wow.
The White House has signaled support for the airline's woes. And don't look now, but there are more floating petri dishes, formerly known as cruise ships, stuck at sea. One British cruise ship is asking Cuba for permission to dock. It's estimated that around 40 ships with 90,000 passengers were at sea when President Trump announced the travel ban last week. It's not just the airlines, though. Casinos in Vegas are asking Congress for a handout. That request, raised by who else? Lobbyists in the last few days, could come in the form of comprehensive bailout packages. Wait a second. Casinos have been raking in the dough for decades, taking cash by the bucket load from rubes and suckers, and they haven't managed to squirrel away their profits?
Stick 'em up. Huh? Give me your watch. And your wallet. And I'll take that wire you're carrying there.
With states, cities, and countries closing down pubs and eateries, at least one establishment is defying their orders. Kid Rock's big-ass honky-tonk rock and roll steakhouse in Nashville. Yes, that's its actual name, is refusing to close its doors and calls the Nashville mayor's order, quote, unconstitutional. The proprietor, Steve Smith, who owns the bar along with other Nashville iconic watering holes such as the Diner and Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, said his establishments will remain open. But then, last night he did a 180, announcing the joint will indeed shut its doors. Wonder what convinced him. Maybe he woke up with a horse's head. The stock market yesterday? Well, I don't even want to think about it. In pre-market and early trading this morning, the New York Stock Exchange is having a bit of an overnight bounce. No, wait, it's down again. Nope, now it's up a bit. Oops, down again. There we go, up a little. Strap in, kids. Today could be an e-ticket ride to hell and back on the exchange. My advice, liquidate your 401k and invest everything in a 409k. You'll clean up. Canada indeed closed its borders, and the moose out front should have definitely told you.
Sorry.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced yesterday that Canada's borders will be tighter than a Montrealer's wallet in a Florida restaurant. The order does not include Canadian citizens, permanent residents, or Americans. Everyone in Canada is very sorry.
I'm sorry if my show's offended you.
God knows how long we might be locked up in our homes before we start to look at that can of asparagus in the pantry from 1974 as a viable food option. You know, you could always crack open the heads of the neighbors and feast on the goo. But seriously, how do you tell if your aging foodstuffs are still edible? Consumer Reports has a pretty cool handy little guide to help you decipher food labels and you can find it on the overnightunderground.com website if you like. But as a rule of thumb, avoid bulging and weeping cans. That's what she said. The good news is...
Good news, everyone!
Booze doesn't go bad. You know, with all the theaters closing down across the world, what's a Hollywood studio to do? Universal announced that all of its current releases now in theaters will start streaming by March 20th. The Hunt, The Invisible Man, and Emma will all be available for the low price of just $19.99. But wait, there's more! Actually, there's not, that's it. Studios have canceled production and releases of a number of major and not-so-major flicks due to the fact that coronavirus is pounding the final nail into the movie theater coffin. According to Vulture, Saturday Night Live is suspending production over, what else? Coronavirus. Imagine if there was a coronavirus drinking game. You'd be shit-faced by 8:30 in the morning. Most of the late-night shows in New York announced plans last week to continue to shoot without audiences, but then changed course and decided to suspend production completely.
And nothing of value was lost.
Here's our audio highlight of the day. In 20 years, if we all live that long, who knows, you might not live another 20 minutes. Your kids may ask you, what did you do in the coronavirus war, Daddy? Or Mommy? Or Mommy, Daddy? Whatever. Be a proud Merkin and answer like this.
Probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Australia is facing the horrific consequences of the Great Down Under toilet paper wars of 2020. The TP drought down under has made folks creative with what they're using to wipe their bums, but wet wipes, tissues, paper towels, newspapers, sandpaper, cats, and the like are wreaking havoc on the sewer system. The bogus bog paper is creating backups and spills of 20,000 liters a day. What the Aussies need is some good old Merkin ingenuity. Nothing an M80 down the loo wouldn't fix pronto.
N-E-W-S.
A mostly correct and occasionally incomplete transcript and links to reference sources and articles of this Overnight Underground can be found at overnightunderground.com.